In the quaint suburbs of a bustling city, Alara, a 12-year-old girl with a spirit as fierce as the wind, pedaled her bicycle with a determination that belied her years. Her heart ached with the sorrow of leaving behind the only home she had ever known, a small, cozy house where she had lived with her mother, Lydia. Lydia's untimely demise due to a sudden illness had left Alara's world in shambles. Following her mother's death, Alara was taken in by her Aunt Clarissa, a stern woman with 2 daughters who viewed Alara as nothing more than an unwelcome burden. The cousins, Ivy and Rose, mirrored their mother's disdain, treating Alara with contempt and cruelty. Weary of the constant belittlement and longing for a place where she could find peace, Alara decided to escape to the city, a place her mother had often spoken of with fondness and hope. As Alara journeyed, her path was one of solitude. The people she passed paid her no mind, absorbed in their lives. Reaching the city by nightfall, Alara navigated the quieter streets, avoiding the chaos of the downtown area. It was then that she heard an odd, crunching sound. Turning, she saw an older man on a bench, his clothes worn and tattered, a clear sign of homelessness. Beside him was a bag from which he occasionally pulled out pieces of bread, eating with a hunger that resonated with Alara. Realizing her hunger, Alara approached the man, who introduced himself as Mr. Elias. He shared his meager meal with her, and as they talked, Alara learned that Mr. Elias had once been a teacher but had fallen on hard times. He offered Alara a place to stay in an abandoned building he called home. Grateful, Alara accepted, finding comfort in the company of someone who, like her, had been cast aside by the world. The following day, Alara awoke to the sounds of the city. Mr. Elias, already awake, was preparing a simple breakfast. Despite the building's dilapidated state, Alara felt a sense of belonging. Mr. Elias, noticing her interest in reading and writing, began teaching her, filling her days with lessons that ignited a passion for learning. One day, while exploring the neighborhood, Alara stumbled upon a community center where a group of artists gathered. Intrigued, she began visiting regularly, drawn to the vibrant paintings and sculptures. The artists, recognizing her keen interest, welcomed her into their fold, teaching her various art forms. As months turned into years, Alara transformed from a timid girl into a confident young woman, her art talent flourishing under her new mentor's guidance. However, her peaceful existence was shattered when Mr. Elias fell ill. Despite her best efforts to care for him, he passed away, leaving Alara alone once again. Heartbroken, Alara found solace in her art, creating a series of paintings that depicted her journey and the people who had touched her life. These artworks caught the attention of a local gallery owner who offered to display her work. The exhibition succeeded, drawing in crowds and earning Alara recognition in the art community. As Alara's reputation grew, she was approached by a wealthy patron, Mrs. Helena, who commissioned her for a series of paintings. Mrs. Helena's son, Adrian, was captivated by Alara's art and her story. A friendship blossomed between them, gradually turning into love. However, Mrs. Helena disapproved of their relationship, seeing Alara unsuitable for her high society son. Determined to prove her worth, Alara embarked on her most ambitious project yet, a mural in the city's heart. The mural, depicting the resilience and diversity of the city's inhabitants, became a symbol of unity and hope. Its unveiling was a grand event attended by the city's elite, including Mrs. Helena. Moved by the mural's message and its positive impact on the community, Mrs. Helena realized her mistake in judging Alara and blessed the young couple. Alara and Adrian's relationship flourished, their love founded on mutual respect and admiration. As Alara's career soared, she used her success to give back to the community, funding art programs for underprivileged children. Her journey, marked by hardship and triumph, became an inspiration to many, a testament to the power of resilience and the enduring spirit of creativity. Years later, Elara returned to her hometown to see her home, a successful artist and a changed woman. She learned that Aunt Clarissa was gravely ill, her health having deteriorated over the years. Despite the bitterness of the past, Elara visited her aunt, accompanied by Adrian. The sight of Elara, no longer the downtrodden girl they once knew, but a confident, accomplished woman, left Ivy and Rose in a state of shock and regret. They saw the embodiment of everything they had, once scorned yet now profoundly admired in her. Aunt Clarissa, frail and weakened, barely recognized the niece she had once treated so harshly. In her eyes, Elara saw a flicker of remorse, a silent plea for forgiveness. With a heart that had learned to forgive but not forget, Elara offered her aunt kindness and comfort in her final days. Elara's journey, from a young girl shunned by her family to a woman revered for her talent and strength, was a testament to her indomitable spirit. Her story was a reminder that even in the face of adversity and rejection, one can rise above, finding love, success, and, ultimately, a sense of peace and closure.